Hey vinyl community, Brian here again. Gibson A9 on YouTube, and working our way through my progressive rock vinyl collection. So not that all of that is prog, but a bunch of it is. So anyway, we are in the S's, the second half of the S's today, and I wanted to say I'm pretty excited about it. I'm up to 94 subscribers on YouTube, so pretty soon here I'll hit the 100 mark, and I'll take a little break from the Prog series and maybe come up with a contest, a 100 subscriber contest that people seem to do on the vinyl community. So anyway, we'll get started today. So we've got, it's kind of funny, the last video I said I'm going to break the S's up into two halves because otherwise it'll be too long of a video. And I complained about how my videos were getting to be like 18, 19 minutes, so I said I'll make a short one with only half the S's, and came out to be like 17, 18 minutes. So apparently I'm unable to make a short video. I get talking about these records that I'm excited about, and it ends up taking longer. But anyway, in order to try to get a quicker video today, I'm going to start right in. So we left off in the S's with Star Drive, I believe, which is not really prog, it's more of a synth-related project. But so continuing on from Star Drive, we have the Strawbs from the Witchwood. And the Strawbs, I'm not too familiar with the Strawbs. They are a prog band, and I know that Rick Wakeman played with them for a while, and in fact Rick Wakeman is on this album from, I think, 74 kind of a time frame, or even earlier. But I'm not too familiar. I've got a bunch of Strawbs records that I ran into at a store that had them for a good price, but I haven't really gone through and listened to a lot of them yet. So I know that that's considered a classic from the Witchwood. This is maybe one of their best works here, Grave New World. Strawbs, Grave New World. That's got some ring wear on it, but that's from, well, they don't really say what year that's from. Next one I've got, you've probably seen this one, copies of this one, Strawbs, Hero and Heroine. Great album cover there. And there are the guys. And Rick Wakeman's at this point is not on this one. I think maybe those first two I showed, but so this is actually November 1973, so those other two I guess were a good bit earlier than what I said. So Strawbs Deep Cuts, cool album cover. Any album covers with vinyl on it, showing vinyl. Maybe that's what I'll do for my 100 subscriber contest, is show album covers that show vinyl, vinyl records on them. But anyway, I got a bad habit of flipping these things. I'll just sit here talking, going like this, you know. I got to stop that. So as I flip it one more time. Anyway, David Cousins, I think, is the guy on the lead vocalist here, but Rupert Holmes on keyboards on it. That's interesting. This is one that you'll see a lot. Burning for You by the Strawbs. That's a great photo right there. It looks like a good old-fashioned 1970s rock and roll concert, but that's from 1977. And I think this is a live album, Bursting at the Seams. I haven't blaked this one yet. I ran out of Blake sleeves. I ordered 300 and put them on part of my prog collection, still had some left over, so it kind of tells you how many records I've got in prog. But Bursting at the Seams. So that's, again, that's the Strawbs, and that's I would say the majority of their albums that are considered to be their classic prog output. But I have, I'll have to have a Strawbs weekend where I go through and listen to those, and I'll report back. But okay, moving on from Strawbs, in the background you can hear it, Styx. A lot of people don't consider Styx prog, and certainly not all of their output is progressive rock, but some of their output is progressive rock, and I would say it's up there with some of my favorite stuff. So let's take a look at Styx. I don't have Styx 1, the first album. Their first, 3 or 4 records were on Wooden Nickel Records. I do have a copy of Styx 2, and this is good stuff. I mean, this is, there's the River Styx there on the back, but of course early Styx had Dennis DeYoung, back before he kind of got into, I say, some of his fruitier phase, but the Panazzo brothers, Chuck Panazzo on bass, John Panazzo on drums. John Panazzo has passed away since, and Chuck Panazzo still plays with them in concert. He'll come in and substitute in, but some amazing stuff on here keyboard-wise. Little Fugue in G by Dennis DeYoung, Father OSA. Of course, the song Lady is on here, but some of their earlier stuff, just the keyboard work on it was tremendous. Dennis DeYoung, really a great keyboard player. Man of Miracles, a little bit torn up copy here, but again, this is on Wooden Nickel. Great album cover on that. See if there's anything super recognizable here. Nothing on there stands out as being one of their hits or whatever, but Man of Miracles I like. This is from '74. So again, John Kierulewski on guitar, Dennis DeYoung, Chuck Panazzo, John Panazzo, and J.Y. James Young, who is still with the band. So this is the best of Styx, and this is, I guess, is an A&M. No, this is Wooden Nickel also. This is best of Styx on Wooden Nickel. So this is best of as of, I guess, their first 3 or 4 albums. So this album came out in '77, this best of. So it's got Lady. Really, Lady was their only hit that you would recognize as a modern Styx hit, so to speak, on the earlier albums. But earlier albums were great. They hadn't yet gone to the poppy sound. But it wasn't long after that the band was joined by Tommy Shaw, a man of smaller stature, but a phenomenal musician, and really transformed the sound of the band. So this is Crystal Ball on A&M from 1975, maybe 75, 76. But really starting to gel their sound here. The song Crystal Ball is absolutely amazing. Kind of a neat version of Clair de Lune, but Crystal Ball is one of my favorites, the song. And every album from here on out kind of got better and better in my opinion, but Styx Equinox, and this is a kind of this copy's got some ring wear on it. Wonderful album cover here, kind of a Hypnosis type cover with the burning ice there, but Equinox. And this had Lorelei, Light Up. Sweet Madam Blue is probably one of my all-time favorite Styx songs. Sweet Madam Blue's got that synthesizer, what do they call it, portamento, where it just goes up from one note and slurs up into the other, and just amazing organ and keyboard work on that. So Equinox by Styx, and you can see this, you can find this in bargain bins around. Any of these Styx albums are worth picking up if you can find them for cheap. So next would be what I consider the top of their output, of Styx's output. My personal favorite 2 albums. Grand Illusion by Styx, another classic album cover there. Look at that. They had really found their stride by this point, and this was '77. This entire album, you know, the Grand Illusion, Fooling Yourself, Come Sail Away, again, Miss America, so they're trying to write some poppier hits here. But some of my favorites on this album are the ones that never made it big. For example, Man in the Wilderness, epic song in my book, and Castle Wall, Far Beyond These Castle Walls. A lot of times on these albums, it's the songs in between the hits, so to speak, that really were pretty amazing. So the Grand Illusion, And you know, Styx went on tour a couple years ago and performed this entire album, and it's in you know, one song after the other. I didn't get to see that, and I really wish I had, because I absolutely love this album. As well, the next album, Pieces of 8. And I remember watching a video with Dwayne where he showed this and talked about, you know, looking at these ladies when he was a kid and wondering if they were the wives of the band members or girlfriends or whatever. It's kind of funny, but this is a great album as well. In fact, it's a wonderful gatefold sleeve, which I will show you in its entirety. And then on the inside are the guys, sporting some 70s style facial hair there. But again, just like Grand Illusion, this is a great album. Some of the songs on here: Great White Hope, Lord of the Ring. Everyone, it seemed like a requirement back then. If you were a prog band, you were required to write a song or two about the Lord of the Ring series. But Blue Collar Man, Queen of Spades, Renegade, which you hear in the background right now, Pieces of 8, which is love the song Pieces of 8, and Aku Aku, which is, I think, an instrumental. Great record right here. So again, my favorites: Grand Illusion, Pieces of 8. And back in the cassette tape days in college, I would get the records and I would record them on a cassette tape so I could put them in my little Sony Walkman, get my headphones on, and go to class. And I had you always try to pair up 2 records per 90-minute Maxell cassette tape, and you know, get one of these guys here. And I had Grand Illusion and Pieces of 8 were definitely paired up together on the same cassette. So kind of a torn up copy, but this is Styx Cornerstone. And at this point, again, they were kind of falling off a bit and starting to try to get more pop influenced hits. This album's kind of unique. It's got you've probably seen this in record stores, but it's not really a gatefold, but the back opens up, and then you'd have your record sleeve on the inside there. So, and a lot of times you'll see this part in record stores without the actual outside part. But and on this record there was Babe. You know, Babe is kind of getting into more of a cheesy radio-friendly pop stuff. But the redeeming feature on here, Tommy Shaw's song "Boat on the River." And I'm a mandolin player. I play mandolin in a bluegrass band. Love the sound of the mandolin, and it's an instrument you don't really hear much in rock and roll. You hear it on a couple Led Zeppelin songs, on Led Zeppelin 4, you know, Misty Mountain Hop and some of those things. A wonderful sounding instrument, but Tommy Shaw using the mandolin to great effect on "Boat on the River." And I can't get this thing back in the sleeve, but there. I saw Styx live a number of times in the last 5 years, and always enjoy Tommy's rendition of "Boat on the River." So, next album was Styx, Paradise Theater, and all of you are probably familiar with Paradise Theater and the holographic. I'll go ahead and show it, even though lots of you other guys have shown this. But so the album is etched, has a holographic etching on the record. It's not a special edition. All of them were done this way, so it's nothing you should pay any extra for. But if I can show you real quick, see if I can get the light to hit right. Pretty cool. You don't see that very much. It gets kind of a rainbow effect on there, but anyway, that's Paradise Theater. And again, by this point, Dennis DeYoung was really the one pushing for more of a, not really operatic, but almost like show tunes, and really theatrical type stuff, which is kind of what he ended up going into and doing. So, and the other guys in the band, I think, were wanting to do more straight ahead rock and roll. You know, JT is a big rock and roller, and Tommy Shaw also, so I think there was some tension in the band by this point. But this one came out when I was in high school. Kilroy was here, kind of a futuristic robotic theme with the classic robot song Mr. Roboto. Those of you old enough will certainly remember singing Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Thank you very much, Mr. Roboto. Don't Let It End was kind of a radio hit. And I guess this was some kind of a concept album. You can see here they're, listing themselves. Dennis DeYoung is Kilroy, James Young is Dr. Righteous, Tommy Shaw is Jonathan Chance. I don't know what they were going for. It's some sort of a concept album, but not really a progressive rock flavor by that point. But and this is their live album. This is actually a great album here. Styx Caught in the Act live. This is a double live set gatefold album. Excellent stuff. It's got basically all their best stuff on here. Snowblind, Sweet Madam Blue, Blue Collar Man, Fooling Yourself, Crystal Ball, Come Sail Away. So it's got a lot of their pop hits later on, but a lot of their earlier awesome ones too. So again, Styx, not really core progressive rock, more on the pop end of prog, but enough epic songs in their lineup that I certainly put them in with my prog collection. So another similar band that is not really considered progressive rock or core progressive rock, but had some good, excellent keyboard work, and is Supertramp. And I remember Supertramp from the Logical song and Breakfast in America, which is some of their 70s pop output. But the one I've got, this one listed in my prog collection. This is Crime of the Century, which is an excellent sort of piano-based progressive rock from what year? 74. And this is really good stuff. It's still has kind of that same piano sound that they used on their later albums, but Crime of the Century. And I've also got Breakfast in America. I'm not sure why. It's down here somewhere, but I don't really put Breakfast in America in the prog section. I just have it in the regular rock section. So. The last group is more of a synthesizer-based prog or electronic music, and this is Synergy. Synergy being Larry Fast's synthesizer project, but Electronic Realizations for Rock Orchestra, and that's a cool album cover there. And this came out in '75 on Passport. And again, Larry Fast does pretty much everything on here. I just love reading on these records. You don't hear anyone doing this anymore, but he's got Mini Moogs, Oberheims. He's got stuff on here I can't even pronounce, so it's going to be fantastic synthesizer work on here. But that Synergy album is a classic. This one I had in college and finally picked up another copy. This is called Sequencer. Synergy Sequencer. This is a gatefold sleeve as well. This is from '76 on Passport, and I'll show that one in its entirety here. And what an awesome inside sleeve. Look at the, if you're a synthesizer guy, that's the kind of stuff you're looking for right there. So cool blinky lights and such. But they had a couple other good records Synergy did. I think one's called Chords. Some other good output that I don't have yet. So anyway, that's it for the S's for me. So we went in this one all the way from the Strawbs all the way up through Synergy. So next video we'll get into the T's. Trying to think off the top of my head what we'll have coming up in the T's. Triumvirate. I'm sure there's lots of other good stuff that escapes me now. Can I peek? I'll peek. Let's look. Oh, never mind. It's down there. We've done the entire top row from there down to here, and now we got to go to the second row. So anyway, we'll find out we'll find out next video what we've got in the teas. So appreciate you guys subscribing and listening through to the bitter end, and we'll catch you next time.